The two astronauts in a spacecraft were staring at Earth in amazement as it passed. It was difficult to accept what James McDivitt and Edward White had seen in the middle of the Sahara Desert. A huge structure that resembled a human eye with a pupil precisely positioned in the middle was seen to them. Once more, viewers, welcome to Historical Narrative Videos. Let's explore the enigma of the reshot structure, often known as the Eye of the Sahara. This massive feature spans more than 18,500 square kilometers and is roughly 265 kilometers long and 70 kilometers wide. For comparison, this region could support 5 cities like Karachi or 30 cities the size of Mumbai. The pupil has a diameter of 40 kilometers and is perfectly round. Only from space is such a huge and unusual formation visible. At first, a lot of people thought that the reshot structure was the product of a huge asteroid impact. Scientists haven't discovered any proof for this notion, though. The creation of this has left the scientific community perplexed. It is still unclear how such a flawless round building came to be in the midst of an unending desert. It's interesting to observe that accounts of the lost metropolis of Atlantis and the reshot structure have a lot in common. According to ancient maps and narratives, Atlantis was a highly developed civilization with cities arranged in a ring-like circle, connected by bridges, and encircled by sea. These descriptions are strikingly similar to the Eye of the Sahara. The reshot structure is located in the same region as the city of Atlantis, which was recorded by the Greek historian Herodotus more than 2,500 years ago in the west of Africa. In a similar vein, the reshot structure and the site of Atlantis are shown on a map made 2,000 years ago by the Roman geographer Pomponius Mela. The enormous rings that make up the reshot structure are so enormous from the ground that someone standing inside would never understand their significance. There is currently no proof that a human civilization existed there 12,000 years ago, according to archaeologists. However, it is a unique research topic because there are no comparable formations found anywhere else in the globe. The severe climate, boundless sand dunes, and searing heat of the Sahara Desert are just a few of its many secrets. It is shared by 11 nations and spans an area of around 9 million square kilometers, which is comparable to the size of the United States or all of Europe. It keeps becoming bigger, growing by 10% every 100 years. One of the most fascinating views in the Sahara is the White Desert in Egypt. During the day, its white sands and limestone formations give the area an Arctic feel. This region was the Tethys Ocean's bottom millions of years ago. The captivating scenery we see now was created by wind erosion shaping and forming limestone layers throughout time. It's interesting to note that the Sahara wasn't always a desert. It was formerly verdant and luxuriant, according to plant and tree fossils. A wide range of species and early human life were supported by the rivers, lakes, and grasslands that dotted the Sahara during the African humid period. The area started to dry up around 4000 BCE, creating the modern-day desert. The Nile River rises in Uganda and drains into the Mediterranean Sea after traversing the Sahara. Slightly longer than the Amazon, it is the world's longest river. The Ennedi Plateau, a secret garden in the desert, is home to crocodiles and rock art that portrays life in the Sahara's greener days. The Amazon rainforest depends heavily on Saharan sand. Every year, winds transport millions of tons of sand across the Atlantic, restoring the soil's phosphorus content in the Amazon. Despite being referred to be the greatest desert in the world, the Sahara is actually the third largest, after the Arctic and Antarctica. It is the biggest hot desert, though. Only 25% of it is made up of sand, the remainder is made up of rocky plateaus and mountains. Its highest peak, Mount Kusi, is 3,415 meters high, and its largest sand dunes can exceed 180 meters. In spite of its intense heat, snowfall occurs in some areas of the Sahara, and temperatures can fall as low as -6 degrees Celsius. We appreciate you viewing this historical narrative film. Remember to post comments, like, and share. I'll see you in the upcoming thrilling video.